Konnichiwa and welcome back to Chrono Reviews. It's time for yet another Mattel Jurassic World toy, and this time it's actually the Hatch and Play Stygimoloch hatchling, Stiggy as a baby. And I was unsure if I was to get any of those from the start, and I totally forgot about them. I never had any plans to buy them off the internet or anything like that. And the local toy store, who still have only wave 1 of dinosaurs and wave 2 humans with Wheatley but not Maisie, well, I was in one of those bigger food stores around here, and they had a few of the basic attack packs, but they also had the Hatch and Play dinosaurs, and that surprised me. It really surprised me. So I had a look at them. They did not have blue. It's the one I was most into getting. But I liked how Stygimoloch looked. The Triceratops, it could have been a lot more screen accurate to the baby trikes, so it put me off a little bit. It's not bad, it's cute and all, but... And the T-Rex, it looks decent. But Stygimoloch, it really looks clean, sculpted, like actually a believable hatchling design for a Stygimoloch. So I went ahead and got it. So I will go back from time to time and see if they got blue. I sort of want blue too. But here it is. The Hatch and Play Stygimoloch in its package. And the package is a little bit different from the other figures because it's more like a triangular shaped, probably because it's a tall packaging because of the egg and all that. And it says Hatch and Play hatches again, it says. Right, yeah, it's because you can close the egg and open it up. And so Hatch and Play dinos, Stygimoloch, Stiggy. It's the usual picture of Owen and Blue though, and there is the Jurassic World logo there, and there's some cage designing there and some lava and stuff in the background. Here on the side you can see it can hatch, and on the side horns grow, so there you can actually extend the horns on the back. And on the back there is the other assortment: Triceratops, T-Rex and Blue, and there's a picture of Stiggy and the egg. Life finds a way. And there you have it, the hatching action of the Stygimoloch. You can actually press down the egg and it locks together. Okay, sometimes it hatches directly, sometimes it just stays down, but then you press it again and the top will fly off and the little hatchling will pop out. I think it's actually a quite neat idea. I didn't expect it to have that sort of hatching action to begin with. I thought it was just like this was a container for the little hatchling. And starting off by going straight into the egg itself, it's a neat idea. I really like the idea itself, but I would have preferred if the egg was like a total fit where the eggshells go together smoothly like this instead of overlapping like this, because it would look a lot nicer. Also, I would have preferred if it was not this window with just a sticker of the eye of the creature. I mean, a hatchling is supposed to be like cramped into the egg, so this eye is probably more in scale with the egg itself, of course, for the hatchling, but since you cannot joint the legs at the knees and stuff to press it together, the egg had to be this size. I can understand that. But it would be neat if there were more egg like this size to cramp it into, but then it would need to be superposable rubber figure or something to work. So it's okay, but I would have preferred a neutral egg for the display factor, a neutral egg without the logo and stuff. But it's quite nice though, but in general I would prefer that. A neutral egg with a more flawless seam and no window like that. But for the playability, the egg is a really cool thing. Let's take a closer look on the logo and on the eye. But I think it's nice. I think it's a cool idea. So let's take a little look at the hatchling. Like I said before, I think that Stiggy looks quite believable to be a little baby Stygimoloch that could have been actually in the movie and looked sort of like this. Like a little baby chicken, sort of, but instead it's a little ram head that probably would chase around its siblings and butt its heads. And the detail on it is it's very close to the Attack Pack Stiggy when it comes to attention to details and the paint job. It have the nice darker on the top, there's a brighter underbelly, the classic Stiggy orange color, a grey beak and another brighter color on the dome and grey horns. The articulation is ball jointed arms and cut jointed legs, and there's also a jointed tail, probably in order to have it sit or stand. And it stands pretty well actually. There's no problem with that. And also there is the horns grow action. There's a little wheel here. You can press like that and the horns grow. It's a little bit sad that you can't keep them extended because they will go back. I'm not sure how much of purpose actually this action feature does, because it's not actually an action feature, it's more like a playability for hatching and growing. So I suppose it's a neat idea. I'm not sure what the others have. I think the T-Rex and the Raptor Blue probably bites or open their mouth. I'm not sure on the trike, maybe it heads ram, but I'm pretty sure the horns do not grow. Yeah, it's a decent action feature. It doesn't add much, but you know, it works. And I think the paint job is pretty good actually. It's very clean. Oh, the eyes are really nice too. They are brownish with a black pupil. And they're really nice painted too. It's very clean paint job on this one. There were two in the store. One had a little bit of shipping on the beak, so I picked the one with most flawless paint job. And yep, it stands really nicely. There's no problem at all. So let's do a little comparison, because this one do not scale to anything. Here is Attack Pack Stiggy, so this one is bigger than the Attack Pack Stiggy. So it doesn't scale with the standard figures. And here is Owen. It does not, definitely not scale with Owen. And it does not scale with Kenner either. Well, can't Grant stand? Alright, there we go. So it doesn't scale with anything. I'm not sure how it scales with those larger 12-inch figures, but I'm pretty sure it's too big even for the colossal T-Rex as far as a juvenile hatchling goes, because a hatchling Stiggy would be like this high, like Baby Blue that came with Owen, the other Owen. So this one is a figure range of its own. There's nothing it's meant to scale by, it's just a separate line of hatchlings that you can play with. So they are like their own display. It's not related to anything, it's not meant to scale with anything, but I think it's a neat idea, a nice extra idea for kids to play with, and I give them credit for that. So you can basically play with the other hatchlings as a separate scenario from the other Mattel figures or something. You can make them hatch and be in their own nursery and grow up, and then you can play with them as adults in the park with the rest of the figures. It's one of many scenarios. Kids have imagination, so it's probably not that difficult for them to integrate the play value into the rest. So what do I think about this figure? I think it's a neat idea. I think it's a good thing. It cost a little bit more than the other figures, so maybe they should have reduced the price slightly, but it was still sort of good value. And the action feature on this one is sort of pointless, but it's better than nothing. But the sculpture, the paint job, and the overall look of this Stiggy, it's top notch. The egg, the play value is great. I love the idea of what it represents, but as I said, I would have preferred a more nice fit for the cracking seam on the egg itself, and without a logo and without the sticker there. Maybe they could have added those barcodes that was on the eggs in the movies, and maybe they could integrate a Jurassic World logo into the barcode. That would be pretty neat, and it would give the egg a more canon look to it while still being a good play value. So the sticker is the part that I dislike the most. I will probably display the egg like this, probably. And the logo, it's okay to be there, but the sticker is the worst thing. And I can see that the overlapping cracks on the egg needs to be there for the play action feature to work, since you need to press it down. So I sort of see the purpose of it. So it's the least problem. This is the most problem, I think. They could have just had cracks and stuff, or you can remove a part of the shell to reveal this part, but not permanently. So that's the only letdown, is this. Otherwise, it's a very decent thing. I really like it, and I really do recommend it. So let's do one last hatch before I conclude this review. So there we go, Stiggy. Let's hatch up and become an adult. Let's see. Okay, there did the locking. Sometimes it goes down and hatches immediately, and sometimes it stays like this, closed. I think it's supposed to lock like that and stay closed. And then you press it, and you hatch. Alright, until next time, take care and sayonara.